Welcome back to TMZ Live. We have been working on a story this morning that sadly we now have the answer because, and I say sadly because what we've learned is that Malcolm Jamal Warner, former Cosby Show star, died over the weekend. And we have an unconfirmed but very reliable source telling us what happened here.
What we know at this moment, as we talk to you now, is that we're told from the source Charles just mentioned that this was an accidental drowning of some sort. And so you know, I mean, that's one of the reasons.
How's it going, y'all? It's DMK in the building. I just want to say, hey, live your life, y'all. People just checking up out of here, left and right. You know, my auntie passed away this year. I lost two aunties. Um, and I've lost so many people within the past 5 years. First of all, let me say rest in peace to that brother. You know, 54 years, that's young. You know, my great grandmother, my grandma's mom passed away about 55, 56 some years back. And, when people die like that, so tragically and so young, suddenly, it's never good. It has an effect on the family, on the child. His child, I believe, is 8 years old. Um, and if it's a family vacation, I assume she was there. Whether that's true or not, I'm still getting details. It's sad, very sad. And you know, just like that Kobe Bryant thing, this opens up the door for other situations to happen. Like when Kobe died, I was like, you know, ain't no telling what'll happen now. Because sometimes, with deaths, like people be like, oh, this is so sad. Then something else happens that's worse than that. It's like, oh shit, Wendy Williams died, some shit like that. Now, I hope not, but that's just how life goes. And this is very shocking. And I just wanted to tell you, life is short. Um, Live your life. Don't let anybody give you their approval or disapproval. You know, now of course you take constructive criticism from the people you love, you honor, you have reverence for, but everybody else, fuck them. I told my grandmother the other day, um, because she's like, you're 26 and you shouldn't be worried about taking care of me and trying to make it and all this and that. I'm like, hey, another 26 ain't promised. I'm not speaking it, but we got to set a legacy. And what this brother did, Malcolm Jamal Warner did, was just that in his 54 years. And some people would say, because I was going to go live today anyway, but some people will say I'm using his photo to get views. And I know you're going to say that, but this is a tribute to this brother. And a message, a part of my message that I was already going to talk about. Don't let nobody dim your light. Don't let nobody put your fire out. At DMK Fest, thanks to everybody who came out. By the way, I got to introduce myself. I'm Darius Marquis. My full name, Darius Marquis Kendrick, a.k.a. DMK. They call me DMK, and that's what I'm going by. And you're going to see a lot more of me now. But I see my future, and I would be damned if I let somebody come in and stop it. That's why I've stopped playing at churches. I'm not giving up on God or giving up on Christianity. And sometimes I get mad and say things, and I say a lot of things when I'm mad. But me and God, we have a relationship, and I'm a firm believer in God, and you know, I believe in the higher power. But all of this religion and this spiritual manipulation, I had to get out of it. Playing for people. Sister Jenkins done snatched the wig off and went running around the church, but we can't agree. We always, it's always some drama, always some mess, always something going on. Somebody's always upset. Somebody's always got something to say about what I'm doing. But when it comes to other people, there's no accountability. None at all. Give me 1 second. Still figuring out this streaming. But chat, I'm trying to see the live chat. I don't know. But I'm just saying, follow your passions. Do what you want to do. Love you. Don't let nobody box you in. There was so many years that I dumbed myself down and didn't do what I felt like I was called to do because I was appeasing what I thought my family needed, trying to appease the family. And that never ends up well. Got to do good for you. Do what makes you happy. Um, and a lot of people say manifesting is bullshit, but look, I'm in a studio that I manifested. I prayed for. You can't tell me God ain't real. You can't tell me that like prayer doesn't work. Um, can't tell me that because I've had things that just happen, you know, and I've tapped in. I really have. But I gotta say, life's too short. It's beautiful. It's long. It can be long. But at the same time, it's a drop of water in the ocean. And that ocean is the creator. Now, me, I guess I'll just be a whole bucket in the ocean. I'm joking, but I'm here to make a change. Like y'all can say I'm like on some Kanye shit like uh he said what's that guy's name? Pablo Picasso, Leonardo da Vinci, all of it. That's the type of dynasty. That's what I plan. That's what I need. That's what but at the same time, life's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. So why would I let the opinions of today dictate my tomorrow? You know, and there's so many things like we don't have to agree, but our society, it seems to be on a decline, especially since 2020. I've seen, I think I said this earlier, a lot of people leave in the past 5 years. Gone. Never to come back. Wait a second. Wait, how do we do this? How do I do this? from 2020 to 2025, it's been a lot of people. And I got to say, I mean, a lot of that happened in 2020 is, you know, I'm just going to leave that alone. Most of those people that are gone, they got that pokey heart attack strokey. They got it. And they gone. You think this is a world that's not corrupt? Run by benevolent beings instead of malevolent? Absolutely not. But keep working. Got to keep doing it. Got to keep grinding. Got to keep praying. Got to keep waiting. A lot of people want me to give up. You know, I've tried to help people and ain't had nothing but leeches around me. Goofies, fakes, phonies, hater ass niggas, bitch ass niggas, phony niggas who had no intentions, no good intentions. Women as well. Just, it's not a good world. People are demonic. That's the only way I can describe it. But walking with God, all things are possible. You can make it through any kind of pushback, altercation, slander, all of it. You know, affect me, man. It just bounces right off my back. Now, do I have my days? Yes. But I told myself long ago, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it with full intention. And that's what I advise everybody else out there to do. Give it your full intention. Now, do we sometimes fall short? Yes. But, you know, all these excursions and shit y'all be doing on these trips, just chill out. Stop trying shit. I understand you want to go swimming, go to the beach and all that. Yeah, but stay close to the shore. All this snorkeling, and I tell my mom and stepdad this. They not going to listen. You know, they grown. Yeah. But they don't listen. And I would hate to see something like this happen. Because I just be like, wow, just chill. You know, zip lining is cool, but don't go zip lining into don't go jumping off a cliff into a ravine or whatever it is, a river. Just chill. And going on these trips, you know, just be careful, man. I just saw another guy, went to Italy, a teacher, got his throat slit. Like, come on. On a bus or a train, got his throat slit. He got robbed. It's real out here. It's a dangerous world. And you got to be safe. Gotta really pay attention to what vibes you get from people, how people make you feel. If you feel like something's not right in your spirit, get those people out your circle. You know, I've had a lot of people that I've had to cut off in the last month because they just didn't. You outgrow people. In these seasons of life, you outgrow people. And if you don't, you'll find yourself stagnant. And you'll find yourself unhappy. You'll find yourself feeling like you settled. And some people, they're okay with that. they can move on and be comfortable living a mediocre life and be bitter in their heart. And that opened up the door for all types of stuff. Ignorance. For you to be ignorant and deceived. You know, this world is deceived. We got Barack Obama telling people that their boys should have a gay male to influence them in that incubation stage of their life, in that early development stage of their life. This Obama said this. Now, black people, they voted for him. They didn't know his agenda. Just like I heard the late, great Dick Gregory say, the Jews didn't know what Hitler was doing. But look at the result of ignorance. We put people in office who don't mean us any good. We put people in positions of power who only want to basically get paid, but they're really pushing an agenda of death. And it's tailor-made for the black community. You know, our strong features, our strong genes, our gifts, our talents. You know, you can do a little population control on some white folk. But when it comes to us, that would be detrimental to the world. Now, it's not going to happen. But imagine the world with less black people, without black people. It would be ridiculous. We're the seasoning. Now, you can't have too much of it. You know, seasoning will kill you. You know, the hood is the seasoning. I'm not comparing black people to the hood, but the hood is the seasoning of America. But you can't have too much of it or it'll kill you. And, you know, I believe the Bible when it says the salt of the earth, in my eyes, those are black people. Because that's what we bring. And it balances out. Everything has its own purpose, right? But when you talk about life, they told me not to smoke on camera, y'all. When you talk about life, do you feel like the way that things are set up are not corrupt? You voted Obama in. What happened? Okay. Voted Trump in. He told y'all during the thing that happened in 2020, go ahead and get the pokey okey heart attack, have a strokey. He told you to have it. He told you to do it. And y'all still stand behind him. Because these people are bought and paid for. Now, a lot of y'all don't like that. You know, y'all don't like me saying that. But I'm going to tell the truth. Obama, Trump, all these people are bought and paid for. I don't care how you cut it. Kamala Harris, paid for. In more ways than one. She's been paid for in more ways than one. Take that and smoke some of that. I know you ain't going to like that. Pass around. And y'all told me to vote for her? Demonic behavior. Then when we get back to the church, you know, as a church musician, I realized most of these people are Freemasons. Where's that in the Bible? You the pastor and a Freemason? Where is that in the Bible? You posting your Freemason shit on the Bible. You might as well be a witch and post your witch shit. But the average mind doesn't think to question what's going on. Pastors, a lot of them are in these fraternities and sororities. Where is that in the Bible? You standing on it, really stand on it. You got a dyke over the choir. You got a punk over the choir. What's going on? You can't hold them accountable. And their disrespect to a musician, a Levite of God, who's really just been sent to play and set an atmosphere for worship. No, y'all let him get disrespected and you sweep everybody else's stuff under the rug because he's the quiet, easy target. That's the other thing. Life's too short to be quiet and silent. A lot of y'all don't have that problem, but I don't know who needs to hear it. Even if you probably are blunt already, like I speak up. I've always spoke up for myself, but for the most part, I'm quiet. So people think they can try it. That rhymes. Quiet, they think they can try it. But they fuck around and find out. I'm trying not to cuss as much. They find out. You know why? God's always had my back. You know, I had a church pay me $666.66. I asked them, what's the problem with that? I don't like that. Y'all gonna have to round that up. You know, these people gaslit me and told me I was a babe in Christ. They said that you should be glad that you got money at all. They say it in their own little way. I thank God for the money. You see what I'm saying? I put in my resignation. You're not finna disrespect me. You're not. I don't care if I gotta struggle. I don't care if I gotta start over. You're not. And that pastor hasn't been preaching. I don't know what God did. Something happened. Because he ain't preached since I left. Like, you all right, bro? You don't play with God's chosen ones. There's a price for it. And a lot of people don't realize that. There's a price for it. And it ain't cheap. You got to be ready for it. When you're really doing this, you can't play with this. You can't play with life. And people may not believe in God and all that, but I tell you what, they'll talk about karma. They'll talk, even if they don't believe in karma, watch it. Their countenance, how they look, how they sound. Not all of them, but people who are on a negative path and a negative frequency and thrive off negativity and get joy out of it, it always comes back to get them. Always. I've seen it. And it'll make them come back to you and they'll be like, hey, how you doing? Like nothing even happened. Try to get back in your good graces, but stare at you from afar like, who is this guy? He's unstoppable. He's untouchable. And I'm going to tell you, baby, he's DMK. You ain't finna play. You can't play with God's child. You know, life's too short for me to play. You're not finna play. Not finna play. And a lot of people get a rise out of playing, poking, and poking the bear. And look, I believe in nipping and get. I told this lady, the last church that I played at before I resigned, where cancers grow. Oh, y'all see my legs now. Where cancers are able to grow, I will not go. Think about that. Because I'm a spiritual person. A spiritual cancer is something that's really dangerous because you don't see it. You don't see it. All you see is what you desire in the moment. Now, am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect at all. But there are some people who don't examine themselves at all. They don't smoke weed. They don't drink. They don't do this. They don't do that. But deep down in their heart, there's a cancer in there, a spiritual one. And I tell people a lot of times, it's these religious people. You got to watch them. I've had them come and try to feed me stuff. Like, why are you trying to feed me? What is that? You don't just try to, and you can tell. Some people they give you food like, okay, cool. But some people there's a motive. What you doing? What you being so nice for? I don't even know you like that. Spiritual. I'm a spiritual guy. And I know God is my source, but I know I have ancestors that are my protectors as well. You call them angels, ancestors, or whatever. Um, they've stepped in on my behalf, man. I can't even argue. And I mean, immediately, like during a really tough time in my life when my grandfather was sick, um, he was right outside of this garage, and he was looking through the frame of the building, and I could tell he was proud. But something in the midst of his sickness, and then my uncle, who was my favorite guy, had a stroke, and he got sick as well. Um, and that was very hard to see. I really do believe that I had angels come and assist me by way of my stepfather, um, James Thibodeau, and the Thibodeau Construction Company, and the Thibodeau family, and the Thibodeau, my mom, Tiffany Thibodeau, and the great, illustrious um, Thibodeau Realty Group. And it's just been, even in her life, I've seen God just elevate beyond her imagination and in ways that I could see. I have a prophetic eye, but I'm still shocked as well because I'm just looking at life in shock and awe through the good things and the yin and yang, the ups and downs, the black and white of life. I look at all of it in awe, and I look at all of it with a neutral like type of um awe, like because we don't know. Everybody might want to try to make sense of everything that happens. Nobody knows what happens. Nobody knows what happens. Um, you know, we have people who say they have near death experiences and all that, but you don't really know. You don't really know. You know, and that's where faith comes in. That's where belief comes in. That's where spirituality comes in. That's where your foundation comes in. My issues with the the institution of church, because if Leandria Johnson's talking about it, if Ty Tribbett's talking about it, these are older people, and you can say she's drunk or whatever. I really don't. I don't even. A lot of y'all are drunk, so don't be disrespectful. But Ty Tribbett has said it, and Kirk Franklin has said it in his own way. And there are many other people who have the same feeling. Do you think I'm not gonna say something? If anybody knows me, come on. You know I'm gonna say something about what I see. And what I see is the American judicial system is unhealthy. The American healthcare system is unhealthy. The American food system is unhealthy. Everything is connected to you being unhealthy. So what makes you think that religion in America, the way we do it, this system doesn't capitalize off you being unhealthy spiritually? Because if you've met these leaders, you would understand that they're more messed up than you are. And they have to keep they're in bondage of an organization they created. That's the worst kind of hell to be in. To be a slave to something you created. That's why a lot of them turn into monsters, womanizers, hoes. I can't lie, I was one of them. Because I was living in what I was trying to impress my family. So I was lashing out because even though I was doing that and of course, like, I have the gift. I wanted to do it. I love doing it. But a lot of it was stemmed from me wanting to make people proud and then them still getting smart and having something to say about what I didn't do. So I lash out and go smash this chick, this chick, this chick at the church. And that's cool. And do what I had to do. I had to get shot in my butt. I had to take antibiotics. I had to do a lot. From me lashing out and doing a whole lot of things in my high school and early 20s. My late high school and early 20s. And that's because, one, I wanted to prove a point about a body count. And number two, I didn't really respect myself enough to say, you don't deserve me. You just trying to smash me because you don't like my girlfriend. Just stuff like that. I didn't have enough courage to say that because I was like, let's go. Let's just go. Let's go. Forget a condom. Forget all of it. And I'm like, hey, now in my life, I'm grateful I don't have nothing that's incurable. I'm grateful I don't have nothing at all. I thank God, man. God's been good. I'm telling you. And I'm just saying, I take that as a blessing for me to just go ahead and do what I'm called to do. That's just like, hey, you learn your lesson, go do your thing. And do I mess with chicks at the church now? No. They're awful people. And the church is a hospital thing. That's their excuse to be an awful person. When they're there every week, 9 times out of 10, they're an awful person. They're horrible. And they are there for mess and control, for the lack of control they have in their own life. And they want to control you. Especially as a musician. No, I leave that alone. And that's why you see me streaming. Trying to get this streaming up, get my subscribers up, got new music out. I got merch out. I got books out. Like, where y'all been, y'all? I need some help. Come on, because I done left the church. And it's not like I'm leaving God, but I took a bet on myself, and when you bet on yourself, you always win. When you get tired of being around people who hate to see you win, they want to see you broken, people you've helped, people you've tried to be a friend to, and you realize they full of shit, you're like, well, hey, I was done with it anyway. Let's go ahead. And then y'all come with the spiritual manipulation, talking about if you leave. This is what the pastor said. When I first got there, I was the most anointed thing on earth. But when I said I'm leaving, you better not leave, because if you leaving here, you leaving God, and God will take you out before your time, and the devil this and the devil that. And the people talk about they gonna leave because God told them to do this and God told them to do that, and God ain't told them nothing. Like, wow. I've never even heard you. You know, maybe I should resign every week, because this is the most convicting sermon I've heard since I've been here, sir. Because you ain't been talking about shit. I really feel convicted now. I'm going to rejoin, because I joined just to get that, just to solidify that position. But a lot of these preachers ain't talking about nothing. They're talking about what can keep bringing money in. And especially maybe if you're talking something good, you're not exerting that behind the scenes, because I've never seen you apologize, never seen you. There's been things that have happened. You know, they called me into the office about my music one time and said my music was too provocative, my music was too this, my music was too that. And I'm like, nigga, I'm grown. Like, I understand you have a business, but you shouldn't be on my shit anyway. Not on my social media, nothing. You know what the pastor said? He said, and mind you, I didn't say all that. I told him, this is my art. I stand by it, and that's how I stand. He's like, I'm gonna have a better vetting process for my musicians next time. It's like, oh, that's how you feel? Great, 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 great. So at that point, I'm like, let's stack up, because I have DMK Fest coming up. I gotta make sure I gotta pay my musicians, pay my sound guy, pay my opener, right? After that, out. I'm out. So as soon as, and thank you guys for a successful show. Everybody who came out supported, everybody who got merch, everybody who believes in me, everybody who pretends to believe in me, everybody who really is genuine. I appreciate it. Everybody who showed up to get paid, I appreciate you, because I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. And like, I didn't even imagine that I would be doing stuff like this. And actually having money left over, like, I paid other people. I had money left over. Now, thank God for my sponsors. But everything else, that was on me. 75% of it. And had to take care of those people. And I still had money left over, because I took a bet on myself. I took a bet on myself. Take a bet on yourself, you'll always win. And your mama don't have to agree with you. Your grandmama, your uncle, your daddy, all of them. Fuck them. They don't got to agree. They know I love them. But this is your life. Everybody else, tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody. Follow your passion. Have common sense, but follow your passion. Now, well, a lot of times we do things, especially as spiritual beings, and other people might not understand it. But God, the universe, always rewards people who trust in faith and take risks and believe that it's going to work out. I haven't played in a church in quite a minute. I played at a funeral and got paid for that, but God has carried me through. I've been being carried into this next level of my what I see to be a ministry, my art, my voice, because life's too short. When I got that news today about Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, I said, for one, I mean, this sounds like a sacrifice, because I'm like, how do you drown? I mean, I almost drowned a couple of weeks ago. No, a couple months ago, several months ago. My I went to Kalahari with my family, and goddamn it, my little bro convinced me to get on this slide, man. I don't blame him though. I ain't mad. Ain't nobody told me to get on it because I'm not a good swimmer. And hey, I own it. I'm not a good swimmer. And the sign said for strong swimmers only. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should get on it. Nigga, don't get on it. But I got on it. And I get up there, a little bit's looking at me crazy. I'm a thin guy. She's looking, I got my shirt off, and I slide down. I'm like, okay, guys. They like, go ahead. Little kids looking at me like, get your okay, slide. I slide. I kid you not, as soon as I hit the pool, the wind just takes me out. Not takes me out, but enough wind left my body to where I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it swimming across this because it's a pool. They dumps you in a 7-foot tank, and it's a pool 7 feet up until you get to a ledge where the lifeguard is. And it was quite a minute. I have no breath left. And after a few swims, I'm trying, I'm going under. I'm like, I'm finna go. My little bro, he's up at the top. He said, the little bitch up there said, this nigga done drowned. This nigga done drowned. I'm like, no, I'm still here, y'all. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I'm still here. But after a few little swims, I put my hand up. I tell the lifeguard, come get me. I'm finna go in there. I already knew it. Come get me. I ain't even gonna try no more. Come get me. I'm finna end up like Naya Rivera. I'm like, Lord Jesus, this is not a respectable death at a freaking kids' water park. It's not, no. And I said, I'm not going out like this. And I'm never getting on nothing like that again until I done been swim training, swim class. But when I saw that Malcolm, what was I talking about? When I saw that Theo drowned, I'm like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. This is crazy. All these people just dropping. And when people die, it just opens up a door for another one. Like, you be tripping off this one week, then the next one, be like, oh, shit, Bill Cosby died. And, oh, no. You see Wendy Williams died, and you see Lil' Kim died. Oh, no. That's just how life is. You got to keep going, y'all. It's shocking. And unfortunately, a lot of us will forget about this next week because we got our own shit. Somebody's auntie gonna die. Somebody's mama gonna die. I pray mine doesn't. I pray life for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, it keeps going. Y'all are questioning, like, is this a sacrifice and all this? You ask that about everybody else. until y'all are really, really ready to put your stuff down and really get to the bottom of it, y'all not gonna get to the bottom of it. Y'all still don't even know how Elvis died. That was years ago. And I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be. I mean, it may have been a sacrifice. I don't know. But as time keeps going, things happen. You asked it about Kobe. You asked it about Angie Stone. You asked it about when Aaliyah passed. All of it. I mean, you can ask questions, you can have your theories, but do we ever really know? Some people know. Jaguar Wright claims to know. But you just got to keep living. And, shoot, I done pissed some people off. They might try to sacrifice me. I hope not. But I tell the truth. A lot of people, and I pray I don't get sacrificed. But hey, listen, I tell the truth. And one thing you can go down it is as a truth teller, telling the truth, being honest. Not at all times. There's a time and a place for everything. But in my young days, I spoke truth to power and didn't even know what I was doing. I'm like, hey, that's not right because I study. I knew all this stuff. Like I was playing at a church and the bishop's like, yeah, the Freemasons, they approached me and my dad and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, wow, okay. And I'm looking at him like, you know, and then we ended up getting in an argument and I threatened to expose some stuff about him in my own way. I know secrets about people. And I'm like, hey, you're not finna just talk to me any kind of way. I'm a musician and I know this. Give me my respect. You got these secret oaths, secret covenants, covens. A lot of these preachers are in covens. I know it because I've experienced it. People come and try to feed me stuff. Like, what you trying to feed me? People come and trying to just be so nice. Try to be my friend for what? Now I know when somebody's genuine, but there's certain people that come around with a motive. Talking about we need to cover you. You're a man of God or you're a child of God. We need to cover you. You're a babe in Christ. When I asked them about the demonic mark of the beast number they paid me, and I said, y'all better round that up. They called me a babe in Christ. Why would you even ask something like that? But you're gaslighting me to tell me that I'm wrong for asking you about a number. You just opened up the door for something else. Can't play with the chosen one because now you're trying to gaslight me. And I kid you not, a lot of things have happened. And I'm telling you, I've come across so many people dressed up in robes and clergy who are full of it. And I'm not against religion. It has its place. It's the foundation of a lot of spirituality for you to grow. Build off it. Study from the cradle to the grave. Because a lot of it's just for manipulation and control. A lot of it is used that way. If you ask me, I don't care how you feel. Tell the truth. and shame the devil because a lot of people don't know who the real devil is. And they enticed. What did the devil entice you with? Music. Music is good. I love music. I'm a musician. Music has its place. But they get you with the music. You got John Hagee's church. I saw him. He's talking about he agrees with Trump and what he's going to do with Iran. Go bomb them. Go bomb women. Go bomb children. Go do this. Go do that. That's in the Bible as well. Go kill the women and children. Take or kill the firstborns and take the women for plunder for yourselves. Do what you want with them. All that's in the Bible. But then go to the black church, and in the black church, they're preaching against the white church, but they're singing the same songs as the white church. Y'all can't agree on the most simple things, but y'all can agree on what songs to sing, right? And I'm playing in church, and Tony Oden took off running and started shouting again, and we're doing this every week, and we can't agree. The black church is Jamal Bryant going off on Bishop Sheard, and all these different preachers going back and forth on the internet. Marvin Winans and all this is just like, what are we doing? What is this? There's a church on every corner in the hood, but the hood is the most messed up place to be. Y'all don't want to come together and just make one church? Y'all don't want to. I don't understand. Everybody's hustling. I've been to these musicals out here in Houston. Everybody in there is on the, I can't say everybody, but a lot of fruit booty activity in there. And I have to say, this is not right. Because why I understand, okay, there is LGBTQ, gay, bi, even trans people in the church. But why do I have to go to a musical? And mostly everybody in there is a part of that community. And nobody says anything about it. That's why I don't go to the musicals. Because I'm here to play. They're studying how I'm playing, looking at my feet, how I play the organ, how I do this, how I do that, looking at my ass, smiling at me too hard, holding my hand too hard. Like, these are older people now, not younger people, because older people, I give them grace to hold my hand a little longer because they're speaking, but after a certain while, I'm uncomfortable. And I'm trying to be respectful. But even the younger people, they're bold. But I'm like, hey, why does it have to be this way? Why does Obama have to say what he says about a young boy has to have a gay role model or a gay influence? There is room for an inclusion. There is room for that. There is. That's not the problem. The problem is where's the focus is in the wrong place. We get it. We get it with that. Maybe just a little bit of that in 2013 when you came in. Great. Okay. Gay people get their rights. LGBTQ rights. All that. But nothing for black people at all? Nothing? Nothing for the indigenous people of this land at all? But I bet you'll do it for Jewish influence. I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. For Jewish influence, that Jewish dollar. That's the way it goes out here. And a lot of people might disagree with what I'm saying. I don't care. Where have y'all been anyway? I've been here making my music, doing my thing. So my truth that I'm speaking is mine. You don't have to agree. It's my opinion. But I'm saying we have our priorities. This is a sick place. Very sick place. A lot of the people that we have in charge bought, paid for. Kamala Harris bought, paid for. Joe Biden bought, paid for. Trump bought and paid for. All these people. Argue with your mammy. You don't got to argue with me. They're all bought and paid for. A lot of your influencers. Got dry mouth. A lot of your influencers bought and paid for. And the worst life to live is a life of ignorance. Because you think ignorance is bliss, but it leads to destruction. Not just your destruction, but the destruction of your lineage. And if not the destruction of your lineage, the destruction of everybody you come into contact with. So in actuality, the world. You destroy the world through ignorance. My people perish from a lack of knowledge. So when you tell me about what Trump, who you voting for, because y'all told me to vote for Kamala. Biden paid for in many different ways. She's been paid for, flipped around, tossed up in many different ways. But you tell me to vote for Trump. Biden paid for. All hell is broken loose, especially during that first term. But you're still tied to him. He told you to take the Jabberwocky, but you still rock with good old Trump. Why? I understand, you need somebody to believe in, but just believe in yourself. That's the point of this video. Believe in yourself. That's where the answers lie. The answers lie within. A lot of us looking up in the sky. And what you looking for? The kingdom of heaven is within. Go within. Tap in. Meditate. Pray. Do what you got to do. Because that's what I've been on, and I'm all right. I'm not in company of people who want to see me fail anymore. And I've been more than vocal about that. I've been very blunt and vocal about it. I'll cut you off. I don't care who you are, what kind of friendship or how long we known each other. If it goes against what I feel like I've been called to do, I got to cut you off. And a lot of people don't understand that. You got to cut people off. If they're not building you up, helping you, I got something I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying, trying to bite my tongue. You have to have people around you who want to see you win. Everybody ain't your friend either. A lot of us walking around thinking that we got a good heart. Everybody else has a good heart. Nope. It's wicked out here. It's cold out here. And stop waiting on approval. Stop waiting on sanctioning. Get your inner dialogue right. I'm working on that. Do that inner work. Do that shadow work. You know how many people? This is another reason why I left church. You know how many people blame the devil because they don't want to do shadow work? They don't even know what shadow work is. They don't know how to look within self. And it's time for another realm of shadow work for me. Therapy. I did a little bit of it, but I think I should do more of it so I can get the most out of it this time. Because I appreciate it on a whole nother level now. Therapy, it's good. But shadow work is always good. Shadow work. And it doesn't mean you're always going to be peaches and roses either. It doesn't mean it's always going to be good. That you're always going to be happy and, love and light. You know, at this point, that love and light, that love and light shit is for the birds. Because you got to get doggish with this. You got to get down and dirty. Because people, when you're dealing with them, when you're working with them, they'll try you. And, I have love and light. But now, that's just for me and my loved ones and people who I really love. But everybody else, you get a little something else. And of course, it's grace within that. There's maybe a little love in that. Nice, not kind. No, kind, not nice. I'm sorry. The kindness, not the niceness. Because people take niceness for granted. People take advantage of good people. A lot of good people get taken advantage of because they refuse to do the shadow work themselves. Something within them makes them believe that how they're being treated is okay. How people treat you and how you let people treat you is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. But I've been talking for a minute now. I just love it here. You're going to see me here no more. I'm probably going to go live again later. It's your boy DMK in the building. I'm wrapping this up. Rest in peace to Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and man, that's just so young, so sad. I'm praying for his family. I'm praying for his girl. I don't know if he has a girl or whatever. Daughter, girlfriend, whatever. I know he has a daughter. Praying, sending healing energy. Because that's just terrible. That really is, man. Don't nobody want to see nobody die that young. Die that tragic. Got music out, new music coming out. I got 2 books out. My new book, DMK Keys, A Simple Guide to Piano, A Simple Guide to Music and Piano Theory. Oh, Lord, that ganja. A Simple Guide to Piano and Music Theory. It's available on Amazon at my website, officialdmk.com. And then my other book, my children's book, DMK Keys, the DMK Piano Playbook, the DMK Piano Playbook, Piano Fun for Little Hands. Piano Fun for Little Hands. DMK. Don't call me DMX. He's gone. Don't call me that. A lot of people, I had one person call me that at church. Said, don't call me that. Because, people just be disrespectful. I'm DMK, all right? People like to poke the bear. But I'm DMK, not DMX, all right? If you can read, you can see that. Darius Marquis Kendrick. And then I have new music on Spotify, Apple Music, and I would appreciate if you went to go check it out because I put a lot of time and dedication into my craft. A lot of people cannot say the same. I'm not like everybody else. I'm working on getting more mainstream with my sound. But at this point that I'm at, I really gotten deep into my creative mode because I'm in a season of no restrictions, a season of righteous rebellion, so to speak. But my website is officialdmk.com. Go like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing more lives. I'm gonna be doing more lives of me playing, right? Me playing. So let's do that. I got some songs. Go watch one of my other lives. Uh, some songs that I played. Um, got some good attention. But listen, I don't want to piss anybody off either with this. I'm still figuring out what to say and what not to say. But I say what's on my heart, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I do want to ruffle some feathers. Fuck that. I want to ruffle your feathers, but I don't mean you no harm at the same time. I got respect for you. I got love for each and every one of you who tune in, everybody who's subscribed, everybody who's commented, everybody who's been a supporting, helping hand, everybody who's been a monitoring spirit. I thank you for you too, because I can see you, and it shows me how much in tune I am with God because He's never been wrong. I had a dream the other night. Somebody did something. Let me just say they did something grimy. Can I tell you the next day I went to my TikTok page, I saw this person looked at my TikTok, right? This person never goes to my TikTok, views it. The next day, I get on my TikTok, try to log in, I see my shit got hacked. My stuff is deleted. I'm like, wow. Who would do something like this? Then I thought back to the dream. Then I thought back I'm like, they just viewed my story after I had the dream. Wow. You see how God works? So this is why I believe in God and the higher power and my highest self, the Most High, because I can't make this stuff up. I can't make up the fact that people who thought they could get away with it and tried it always had something waiting for their ass as soon as they did it. I'm talking about car accidents, heart attacks, got shot in the chest with a shotgun. I was like, Lord, you ain't have to do them like that. I'm talking about all types of stuff because people think they can play with the chosen ones. You can't do it. There's a price for that. And with that being said, it's DMK. I'm out. I'll see you next time.